Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Brink, as we come to you for once again another Brinkaliciously, awesomely, Brinkaliciously, Brinkalicious podcast. Episode 61. It is currently the 22nd of January 2018, and I am sitting outside my house staring at a very blue sky and enjoying a nice summer's day, getting ready to drink a can of Black Douglas blended Scotch whiskey that is a proud sponsor of The Brink. And also joining me on the show today, because for some reason she didn't run away after last week, it's everybody's favourite Canadian because Colin got replaced. It is Mallory Foster. Hello, Mallory.
Hello, Ben. Thank you for having me once again.
Sorry to open that can. It didn't really work too well, did it? You didn't run away. What are you still doing here?
I did not. I am shamelessly staying here for free accommodation.
You are. Again, we established the visa aspect of life.
Yes.
How is that application process going?
It's not yet.
Because I haven't proposed. That's basically it. So yeah. That's all she's using me for.
Waiting for that day.
Yeah, free water. I'm just looking what else you can do. But it's a pleasure to have you here. We're going to hear from you a bit on this episode. You at the cricket. You at a birthday party of a former premier. What's his name?
David Bartlett.
Oh, look at you. You know our politicians.
Me. Yes, all one of them.
All one of them. You sort of...
Wait, no, I met that other guy.
Kind of did, briefly. Will Hodgman, our actual
Yeah, that's
premier.
his name.
Yeah. That was your night out at the cricket.
It was very exciting.
It was. Better than the tennis?
Definitely.
You'll hear your actual snippet from that later. But yeah, we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk. We're going to do shit. Josh and I talk in this episode, which gets a bit controversial, but... that's always fun. I'm not meant to swear. I said shit. Sorry, but shit's okay. Shit's a good word to say, right? Like, I mean, it's on the lower end of the swear spectrum. Unlike the first introduction when you shared that I, Tonya episode. Can I just explain? All right, I need to explain this to any of Mallory's family and friends who may have listened to the I, Tonya Revcat from the Oz Network the other day. So where you first would have heard me speak, and I started with a terminology that had a bad swear, the worst swear word that you can say, not Hawthorne, another one.
Okay, for those Canadians listening, you won't get that joke.
It's basically like saying Detroit Red Wings.
It's a football joke.
It's like saying the Detroit Red Wings or the Ottawa Senators.
Some of us like the Red Wings.
Well, they're idiots. Like,
you can use the Senators as your most hated team.
Well, I don't dislike the Senators. They're just there. Like, it's kind of like the capital itself. Like, Ottawa's there, but nobody kind of goes there out of their way to go to Ottawa, right?
I don't know.
Do you know people from Ottawa? Oh, no, I know you know Justin Trudeau.
Yes, that is very true.
Yes. Anyway,
Canada's a very small country, and we all...
The point of my, that statement that I said at the beginning of I, Tonya, the reason why I started off so blatantly using a bad word is we start off our episodes of the Oz Network with a quote from the movie or TV show that we're recapping, a fact that I failed to inform Mallory about when we started, and she was a bit awkwardly looking at me going, Ben, what am I meant to be doing? But so I used a quote that Alison Janney character in the movie said, which just happened to have a naughty word in it. So that's what I'm trying to explain, so people think that I'm just nothing but a dirty potty mouth Australian.
He's justifying himself.
I'm trying to.
It's not going well.
I mean, I've already started this episode by saying I'm drinking a can of alcohol, and I've said the word shit about 4 times. Make that 5 times.
Make that 5, yep.
Yes. So I'm going to try. The bit with Josh, just people at home.
Josh is a Mormon. We think it's funny. But
the segment involved with Josh is not very, we have opinions on certain topical issues that may or may not offend some people. No, well, okay.
What is the segment with Josh about?
We would talk. You were there, sort of. We were talking about, the Me Too movement and...
I did not know that.
Giving a male perspective, which may offend females. But, hang on. No, it shouldn't. It's just... I'm just going to stop digging myself a hole. Hi to all of Mallory's family and friends. Hello, Mallory's mum, if you're listening. Can't wait to meet you. I thoroughly do like your daughter. Did that sound wrong? That wasn't meant to sound wrong. Don't laugh at me with that.
Anyway.
We will move on to the next segment and pretend that bit never happened. It's Monday evening. Cricket time. Big Bash League 07. For the first time in several years, I'm standing next to Samuel McCrossan at the cricket. Hello, Samuel McCrossan.
Hello, Ben. It would be a couple of years, wouldn't it?
It's at least been about 3.
About 3? Yeah, it probably has been that long.
We're not used to... Oh, hang on, let's help us speak in the microphone. We're not used to... so long has it been since I've done this as a cricketer, I don't know how to speak into the microphone. We're standing up there. People who are listening to this have no idea where we're pointing, but yes, directly above us is where we generally stand.
That's the media centre you're pointing at, Ben. Yes. And it was good times up there.
And we are now currently in the Pleb Hill.
The Pleb Hill, the small wet area.
This is where we used to observe from that glass door up there and stare at these people and go, what a bunch of losers. And now we're one of those losers.
I know. This is the first match I've been to in about 3 years that the Hurricanes actually played well.
Well, they've still got an innings to lose here, Sam. They restricted the Brisbane Heat to 8 for 165. They need a run rate of about 8.2 and over. That's pretty winnable.
Oh yes, most certainly, Ben. I'm looking forward to this. I'm having fun tonight. It's going to be good.
You've been playing good call, bad call, and so far your calls have been quite rubbish.
No, I wouldn't have thought so, Ben. I had a great Damien Lewis.
Bad call.
It was a 9 out of 10 call.
A 9 out of 10 on the wrong scale it was. But at the cricket, I'm only allowed to talk to one of these people because one of them is, I don't know why, but we have the beautiful, the sexy, the charming Jess Mallory. She doesn't want to talk. Mallory Foster. Hello, Mallory.
Good. I guess it's evening now. Hello.
What would you like me to say?
I was going to say good morning.
Say good morning if you want to.
This might be the wrong time of day, Ben.
This is your very first time at a cricket match.
No, that's not true. This is my second cricket match. First full one.
This is your very first time at a decent cricket match.
Yes.
You went and watched an Adelaide club game. No, actually, you said you went and saw a Sheffield Shield and Tasmania were playing.
That is correct.
But you've only ever gone to see Tasmanian teams play. It's a sign. That you should be with Tasmanians.
Oh. Or that they're really bad. Bad.
Can swear. Oh, no, you're not allowed. Okay, right. Never mind. So the atmosphere, though, I mean, this is a few more people, no doubt, than the game you went to.
A few thousand more people.
I'm going to say there's about 13 and a half here tonight. I'd say 14 maybe. And you're enjoying the atmosphere?
Yes.
You can answer the other way if you want to. Be honest.
It's very cold here.
Yeah. Okay, ignore the cold. You're bored, aren't you?
Maybe a little.
You've been banging purple thunder sticks and everything. The police just, made sure that we're being safe and everything, so that was good. Sergeant Porcupine's colleagues there. Thanks, Sarge, for keeping us safe. She's laughing. I don't know what she's laughing at, right? She lost it? Did you see what she's doing? Yeah. Jess, hello? No? Sam?
Yeah, she's lost it, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure what she's laughing about.
It might be a Canadian thing. Like, they see police and they laugh.
Yeah, probably.
They don't need police in Canada because they're so nice. So they just walk around like, oh, sorry, I murdered you, eh? Oh, don't go to jail.
Maybe. What are they? Are they naughty over there?
They're naughty over there. They play ice hockey, so they vent their anger. Have you seen their Prime Minister? No one's naughty when he's that good looking.
Who is the Prime Minister of Canada?
Well. Can you tell me who the Prime Minister of Canada is, Sam?
No.
Justin. Your pants are busting. Name a famous Canadian Justin.
Justin Bieber.
Come on, Bieber.
It's
but Bieber's Canadian. You knew that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Canadian.
Wow, you're just offended. You don't know a Prime Minister. You don't know their number one celebrity.
Oh no. So who's the Prime Minister?
Justin Trudeau. And the only way he makes news in Australia is when he's wearing tight pants because the women and some men find him very attractive.
Is that right?
He's a good-looking rooster.
A good-looking rooster.
That's a terminology we said on one of our other podcasts the other day when two straight men had to try and describe good-looking guys. So good-looking rooster.
Rooster. Yes. I like that term. Good-looking rooster.
Yeah. He's going to look at. She's looking up Justin Trudeau right now. But is Justin Trudeau liked?
Yes.
Okay, that's on behalf of all of Canada. Justin Trudeau is like, everyone's leaving me now. Sam's running away. He got a
stick. We just found it.
He got another.
It's a stickity.
It's a stickity. All right. So Mallory is simply googling up Justin Trudeau's bum.
Not true. No.
Come on, show it to Sam. Sam can admit he's a good-looking guy.
Let me have a look here. It's coming up. What? Is that a picture of him with no top on?
Oh, here we go. Sam might need a likeness.
Is he an older general? How old is he?
Oh, he'd be in his, 40s, wouldn't he? Oh, shoot. 40s?
It won't zoom in.
I had that problem.
He's the Prime Minister. He's not the President, not the Prez.
Yeah, they're very similar to us. They have a Prime Minister and Governor General and... Excuse me. They have a nice flag, though, where they don't have to have another country's flag on their flag like we do.
Why don't they have the Union Jack on there?
They used to, but they changed it, I think, in like the 50s or the 60s.
Oh, that's a bit rude, isn't it?
Very blurry picture, but that is our Prime Minister shirtless.
So our listeners at home, imagine a man with a shirt off.
Man with a shirt off.
Don't you respect Tony Abbott because he walks around in his budgie smugglers? Was that you? Is that you or my dad?
No.
I don't know which way to speak into this.
Respect for that.
On the right. On the right.
Bad call. Bad call. Oh, you just offended her country.
He looks a bit like Chopper.
No, that's a bad... This Canadian is offering to show the Prime Minister's bum. But besides the fact that he's a good-looking guy with a nice bum, is he a good Prime Minister? You don't know anything about politics, but is he perceived as a nice guy?
Yes. Except he apparently didn't show up for something and Australia was mad at him.
Oh, that bastard!
Yes.
Okay, here's a question for you. Who is the Prime Minister of Australia? Today, we should elaborate. It could change between now and when we release this.
So he's just a Labor or a Liberal?
He is a person of a party that I'm sure you know.
No, I don't.
I think he's a Liberal, but he's kind of their version of Labor.
Oh, don't they have Liberals over there?
Well, they do, but like a Liberal in America, I know is very different to a Liberal in Australia.
Oh. Leader of the Liberal Party.
Okay, so he's a leader of the Liberal Party.
Oh, there you go.
But I'm 90% certain the Liberal Party of Canada's views relate closely to the Labor Party in Australia in where they stand on the left and right wing scale.
So what are the other team called?
Who did Stephen Harper used to be for? The Conservatives, I think.
Is it the Raptors?
The Raptors and the Leafs.
They sit in the center of the Canadian political sector.
Well, it's like how the Democrats are similar to in America to the Labor in Australia, and the Republicans are similar to the Liberal.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a good-looking guy with a nice bum. That's all I can tell you about it, right? I've seen his house. I went to Ottawa. I was outside of his house. It's nicer than where the Australian Prime Minister lives. It was snowing.
What, better than Kirribilli?
Yeah.
Conservative Party of Canada.
Say that again.
They're to the left of the Conservative Party of Canada.
To the left.
Correct.
Somebody just stole something from you. Oh, they're little shits playing shit games. All right, Mallory, do you believe the Hurricanes are going to win?
Yes.
Jess, you give me a yes or no answer. Do you think the Hurricanes are going to win?
Yes.
Sam, do you think the Hurricanes are going to win?
Yes, I do, actually.
I believe they will as well. So they're all going to lose now, probably, because we just jinxed them all. We'll talk to you about something else. We've got some topics to talk about on this episode. We do. But okay, cricket versus tennis.
Cricket. Do not go to tennis. You're not allowed to talk.
True. We got told off, didn't we?
Yes, we got yelled at.
Okay, so you've gone to tennis, you're going to cricket, but when I take you to AFL, you're going to love it. Oh, we'll get to go to the lawn bowls at the Commonwealth Games. We're going to go to at least to the weightlifting at the Commonwealth Games to watch my friend play. Well, play? They don't play weightlifting, they lift. Do you play weightlifting? Sam, bad call? Like weightlifting, do you play it?
I guess so. I mean, you can probably... What if you throw weights at the other players?
You actually, I think, met my friend. You were in the studio that time. Years ago, we had a weightlifter who looked like Gary Ablett Jr. Do you remember that?
Oh, no.
He was a bald guy, looked like Gary Ablett Jr., and he had his girlfriend at the time. They're not together anymore, but anyway. Katie Facina is her name. She's gone to the Commonwealth Games, representing Australia, and she's invited me to come watch her. She's been on our show before, but I'm pretty sure you did meet her.
Really? Yes. Oh, okay.
Anyway.
I don't recall that.
Bad call. All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us, Jess. You're welcome. And Sam, always good to have you back. and we'll speak to you another time.
Thank you for having me, man.
That time of the episode, at least once every however long it is. Actually, I think this might be about 2 or 3 in a row now. No, 2 in 3 weeks. That's pretty decent. Joshua Shoebridge is back. Hello, Josh. How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
Oh, look, can't complain. Bit of this, bit of that. Don't know you didn't ask me that. Day we're releasing this, though, Josh. It's Australia Day week. Happy Invasion Day week to get on the trend.
We won. Get over it.
Yeah, where's everybody saying that Richmond stole the premiership or something like that? This is getting a bit ridiculous, is it not? Like, can we, we're probably going to get hate mail. We always, both our listeners do already. But, again, I'm just going to say this as I said before. Until the date is changed, I'll fucking celebrate Australia Day on Australia Day. Until I'm told another date, that's it. Simple as that.
That's it. We haven't... if we declared independence from England and had a pretty badass war and Mel Gibson won by running through a ruined church with a flag and a black man, and yes, I'll celebrate that day. But the thing is, we won. History is written by the winners, okay? We invaded. Yes. We won. Yes. Now we throw them free money and give them everything for cheap. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's not like we've disposed them and then say, well, stuff you, we're not going to do anything nice to you. We do nice things. Even K-Rudd apologised for the bad stuff that his ancestors apparently did, even though he wasn't even... But yeah. Anyway, long story short, when you have 2 prominent Indigenous people come out and say, it doesn't matter, and I'm speaking for a bunch of the people in my community... Because if I wasn't, then I'd get a bit of backlash, which they're not getting any backlash at all from their community. Why the hell is some white, green dickhead taking the reins and trying to say to all of the local councils, hey, you know what, you should just not do celebration stuff on Australia Day? Because I tell you now, if the Bega Valley Council did that, there would be riots.
I love the fact that I'm not a Triple J fan. I don't give 2 flying fucks about the Triple J Hottest 100. Really don't give a fuck. But of course, their big thing this year is, we found out that a majority of people would rather we do it the next day, so we're doing it on January the 27th. I love the fact I think Triple M in, I believe, Sydney have been like, well, fuck you, Triple J, we're going to just play our top 100 Aussie songs of all time. And then another station in Sydney's doing it, and everyone's going off at them for it. Like, it's so racist. Again, the day is called Australia Day. We celebrate our nation. We celebrate our people, no matter what colour you are, where you're from, which football team you support, for, except for Hawthorn, because then you're a dickhead. And just come together and celebrate it. So play Australian music. Like, again, just...
No, you're speaking truth. Hallelujah, amen, and all that Allah Akbar stuff. But that's what it is. Australia Day is... It's in the name. You're celebrating Australian tradition. It's traditional to have a barbecue. It's traditional to listen to the radio. It's traditional to get sunburnt on Australia Day. It's all these things that you celebrate what it is to be an Australian. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to whinge and moan about Australia Day, that's not Australian.
Yep. And
Australians don't whinge and moan.
And that, you get made to feel racist for flying the flag and just all this random crap. It's just... I was in the US on July the 4th last year, and I mean, just what better? They know how to celebrate, and Americans didn't exactly acquire the USA by just going, "Oh, excuse me, Native Americans, may we have your country?" Of course you can. Here it is. So, it's not like I know they celebrate it differently. They don't celebrate it on the day it was discovered before everybody comes across, and that's Columbus Day, and that's racist.
But they do celebrate the day that it did happen.
No, they celebrate the day the independence. They were independent.
No, but they have a different day. They have Columbus Day.
But Columbus Day in itself is becoming similar to Australia Day that people don't want to celebrate. I think the wider issue here, Josh, is that just with everything that's happening through this, through frickin' Me Too, through frickin' everything, it's just basically the past can never stay the past anymore. So therefore, this conversation, again, we will be thrown in jail in about 10 years. I think we established this about 2 weeks ago, because no doubt talking in 10 years will be illegal.
Well, you do know that Australia is the only Western country that does not have a Freedom of Speech Act in their in the legislation or in the Constitution. We have no freedom of speech right at all in Australia.
That's why we should move to New Zealand. I never thought I'd utter those words, but
and it's actually in our legislation. If you say something that is offensive, you can be prosecuted. And there's nothing that says what is offensive.
Can you and I just go and invade Antarctica? I'm listening. The penguins will complain in 50, 100 years' time. But we'll give them a bit of fish every now and then. Free fish, apologise in a few years' time.
Before anyone starts going off, he's putting the whole black and penguin thing together. Penguins are black and white people. They're both.
Oh, look, honestly, that didn't even cross my mind. It's a freaking
I'm just
bird.
laying it out. There'll be that one person who goes, I find this funny, and I find that funny, and I can tell you now that this is not funny. All my friends think I have a great sense of humour, but that was not funny.
You know the one, actually, that I just read not long before we came on air, is there was a Japanese scholar who is claiming that Disney princes are sexist and are sexually harassing the princesses in Disney movies. The look on Josh's face, people right now can see it. They literally are saying that in Sleeping Beauty, he is kissing an unconscious girl, which constitutes sexual assault.
Just on this sexual assault stuff, I was reading this allegation against Aziz Ansari, right?
Yes.
I'm not a fan of the guy. I actually find his humour to be quite stupid. And no, I find that funny. That's not funny. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't give a crap. But so this girl comes up and she's like, I was sexually assaulted by Aziz Ansari. And in the story, she goes, I went on a date with Aziz Ansari, and then we went back to his place, and we were kissing, and then he went down on me and did this, and he did that, and I didn't say no at the time. And then we were about to have intercourse, and I said, look, this is going too fast, I want to stop. Can we stop? And he's like, okay, fine, let's just put on the TV, and we'll chill out. And then later on, we started kissing again, and it almost started again, and I said, look, I need to go, can you call me a cab? He's like, yep, that's fine, I'll call you a cab. That is fine. And that's it. And then the next day, she sent him a message saying, look, I felt like you were pressuring me to do stuff. And he goes, look, I apologize if that's how it felt. Caught in the moment. I didn't realize that you didn't feel the same way. I'm sorry. It will never happen again. Mm-hmm. Is that inappropriate behavior, Ben?
I don't think I can answer that anymore because, again, seriously, you're going to hire a prostitute, sign a legal document saying, I agree to this transaction, here's money, we had intercourse, and then 3 days later they're going to claim rape. I mean, I'm sorry that's offensive, but, that's where we're heading to here.
That's exactly right. And
it's a date goes wrong. Oh, I shouldn't have really slept with that person. Oh, it's rape. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's it. And there was another thing that I saw on one of the Facebook groups. I remember, Rob. Someone posted this picture of this really unattractive fat person wearing nothing, with the caption saying, "Refusal."
How did they get that picture of me?
I know. Refusal to sleep with someone based on their looks is called reverse rape, and it is just as bad as actual rape.
Can we just ban the internet?
You can't freaking win.
Remember the good old days without the internet? Remember the good old days when we, did stuff and just...
MSN Messenger is all I go back to.
Oh, MSN Messenger, those were the days. And this is the ridiculous thing about this, is that we're kind of lucky we only have 2 listeners. Because if this was like a popular show, we would be considered sexists and racists and white male privilege and all this kind of stuff, because, again, we're not allowed to have opinions. And then we'll be accused of playing the victim card. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It really is.
It's stupid. It is really stupid.
And again, this is where I have to reiterate the fact that I'm not talking down on victims of sexual assault or things like that, because, that is not what I'm trying to say here. I'm just trying to say of this is where it's hard to even talk about this, because what am I trying to say? This is where things get taken out of context and everything along those lines. It borders down to, where's the line now? Are we legitimately going to have consent forms? There'd have to be
if
legally
I was
binding
single-
documents from the Australian government.
Seriously, if I was single and, you know, doing what I used to do best, probably
bait.
suck at it right now. But anyway, it's been a while. So I would have like, this is where I think the whole wingman thing. The wingman is becoming more important these days because you're going to have so you meet a girl in the bar. You've got your wingman. She's got her side chick
Tinder.
or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. You meet the person. You have a second party who will verify and witness your signature on the consent form. It's like, all right, you guys can go have fun. And I think that's the only way that anyone's going to be protected in any manner, shape, or form. Because, have you noticed though? This is the sad thing, that the people who get all these allegations laid on them, their careers, their lives are over. Nothing's gone to court. Nothing's been found truthful. In fact, there's been I think I mentioned this last week. Jared Haynes, he got when he was in America, when he was playing for San Francisco, he got accused of rape. The police said no. Insufficient evidence. There is nothing you can do. He didn't do it. He's not guilty. He's come back a year and a bit later. The girl's gone, well, if the police won't do anything, I'm just going to do a civil lawsuit. I'm going to sue him for something that he has been found innocent of doing.
And it's trial by media, as you kind of say, because that's basically, you know, I mean, look, if you're in the vicinity of a celebrity and you can prove that you were in whatever, I mean, I could technically say James Blunt sexually assaulted me the day I interviewed him. He groped my bum. Or he looked at Louise inappropriately and then put James Blunt in it.
And that goes into the whole Taylor Swift thing. I think Taylor Swift was really the instigation of the whole thing. Not Harvey Weinstein, it was Taylor Swift, because she was the one who got, there's things to be had with this. Like, there's media attention, there's possible litigation, there's all these things going on. Yes, what did happen to Taylor Swift was found, that guy was found guilty of it. Yes, so he's been found guilty. He's a dickhead. But the way she went about it, yeah, she's a bit of a bitch. But anyway, you still need an A-frame ladder to snog her. So
I wouldn't even if you paid me. No, yuck.
That's only because you would get a song written about you.
No, like that's that comedian who said, like, when will Taylor Swift realise that maybe she's a problem? You know, she's writing that many songs about it. I mean, it's kind of like the double standard side of it. There was Australian Survivor contestant Amy. I mean, she's great contestant and everything, but she was on the project like the day after she got voted out, and there was like obviously a stand-up comedian on there that she liked, and there was obviously some famous incident where she was dared by a friend to grope his penis in a photo, and the photo still existed, and they talked about it, and they just laughed it off. How hilarious! Other way around, sexual assault.
Well,
it's fine.
Well, here's the interesting one. I don't know if you listen to Ben Shapiro or anything like that. He's someone I listen to. He does a really good podcast. Comes out daily. And he, when all this started coming out, he goes, look at this. There was two proponents of this whole sexual assault stuff coming on. You had Katy Perry and Ellen DeGeneres. And there's a photo of Katy Perry meeting Ellen DeGeneres, whatever her name is, DeGeneres, Dory, and all it is Ellen DeGeneres staring right down Katy Perry's shirt, right at her tatas. Katy Perry is noticeably feeling very awkward in the photo. You can see the photo, and she's looking very, very awkward in it. But because it's Ellen, because it's another female, nothing bad will come of it. If it was a guy doing this exact same thing with a photo taken of it, that person would be run through the mud straight away.
Yep.
There is no equality in any of the stuff going on at all. It's becoming very levered towards man-hating, and no one can do anything about it without being labelled as a misogynist or sexist.
Exactly. As soon as we speak up and try and speak out against it, we're automatically considered sexist, and we should be locked in a cupboard with Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, and whoever else is the hot topic of the week this week. Who is it? Freaking Craig McLachlan and fucking who else? Don Burke and everyone else under the sun.
Yeah. Well, when someone makes a mistake, right? This is a thing. Someone makes a mistake in the past. Do you think that should hurt their career and their livelihood?
I mean, if it's against the law, like if it's a crime, sure, maybe. But even then, that's a fine line, because you think about it. If I murdered you right now, right, and I got 30 years, hypothetically, it'd probably be less because no one would care that you got killed. But, like, I'd be out of jail in my 50s, and that's generally what prison is for, to serve your time for the sentence so that you have done the crime, do the time. So you come out, and then it's about the prisoners, you know, being reformed and everything. And I know all the statistics, there's a bunch of prisoners who kind of go off and do it again, but there are obviously a general number of people who have gone to jail, they're regretful for what they did, and they come out and they've changed. So we don't automatically judge them because that's wrong. Like, you're not allowed to judge criminals. So, okay, hypothetically, Dustin Hoffman groped Meryl Streep or whatever it was that he's been accused of. You know, he's done it once, fair enough, inappropriate. I get the argument, even at the time, if it's whatever, I understand it. But again, why, like, at what point does history, you know, I mean, it's a weird conversation, because then you would think Nazi war criminals still get prosecuted, 70 years later? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but that's a criminal.
Well, here's my thing. Yeah, well, that's it. I'll get onto that in a minute too. So here's my thing. So look at Hugh Grant. Okay, yes. He is a very well-known and very successful actor, and just after he did For Weddings and Funeral
from a man.
Yeah.
And a male dressed as a woman prostitute. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sex worker.
So he did something that is, you know, morally inappropriate. It hurt his career for a little bit, but look at him now. He's still doing good movies.
Robert Downey Jr.
I was about to say Robert Downey Jr. He totally screwed up. Utterly screwed up.
Went on to be the richest man in Hollywood only a few years ago.
Yeah. Someone making comeback now, Mel Gibson.
Exactly. That's
in my opinion.
A lot of people don't forgive Mel.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's on the way back. Now, I struggle to see a way back for some of these great actors who have literally had their names dragged through the mud because of allegations, not because of they've been the things that happened with the people just previously mentioned. They were found guilty. There was evidence about it. All of the stuff that's coming through now is hearsay. It is literally hearsay.
No, I agree.
Now it's touching boobs. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm always down to talking about touching breasts. With consent, of course. With consent.
Yes, with consent. Now, here's the thing, though, Ben. Here's the thing. You've seen the story in the media about the two girls at a music festival.
Yes.
Who were topless.
Yes.
Seriously, if you're going to... There has to be... Now, I think I talked about it last week, that things don't just happen. Men don't just do things for the sake of doing them. And I'm saying this as carefully as I can.
I saw a story today where there was video footage of a guy. He literally walked up to a woman, just walking into her door. He groped her on the bum and simply said, "Oh, I just had to. You have a nice ass," and walked off. Now that's not right.
There are dickheads like that, and they should be buried under the prison. Quoting, I've forgotten his name, Bill Burr, the comedian. Bill Burr should be buried under the prison. Which, yeah, I agree. But things don't. Okay, it takes a lot for most men nowadays to initiate sexual contact. It takes a lot. You have to know that the signals are there, and you're going to go, yeah, okay, cool. I think she's giving me the right. Okay, I'm going to make my move. I think it's okay. Now, when you are with a woman who is topless, you usually go, yeah, I think she's giving me the signals. Usually.
Well, I mean, at a strip club, there's usually a few burly big bouncers giving me the evil eye. That's not generally the case.
Never been in a strip club, wouldn't know. So, no, as I was saying, I'm saying this, I'm not excusing the behavior of the men doing inappropriate things. But at the same time, you also have to realize that the behavior that you do, which entices that behavior, has some fault to it. You can't just say that it wasn't founded.
It's
Okay.
like, I mean, like the whole free the nipple thing, don't get me started on that, but it's kind of like the fine line, which, like, going back to what I was saying about how that comedian was groped, right? And then I guess some people will then turn around and say, oh, well, you know, men generally accept that kind of behaviour and men won't generally find that offensive. They like it, so therefore they won't report it. Or on the flip side, like if men are getting abused in the home by their partner, whether they're in a gay or a straight relationship, men generally won't report it. Now, that's the flip side of that to me is it's like, if you're going to have this free the nipple movement, you're going to have women walking around the street going, hey, free the nipple, we're topless. You are going to get 100 men taking photos of you staring at your boobs because, sadly, that is how our DNA works. Now, the majority of our DNA does not make us go, oh, fuck, that woman's topless, let me touch it. We're just going to look and go, oh, she's got very nice breasts. The majority of us are well trained enough to know there's a difference between looking and touching. All right? There are a few.
And most of us will
that
look in
are
a
not
nonchalant
well-trained.
way.
But this is the thing. This is exactly it. And it's like, and this is where, again, you've got to have the flip side of things, right? If you have an attractive female who's wearing clothes, and let me reiterate, a female is allowed to wear whatever clothes she wants, except for Hawthorne clothes, because then she's stupid. If they're in attractive clothes and we're going to check them out, that is not sexual assault. Because, well, okay, just bear with me here, people. Because, like, if you've got a bunch of men on a work site and you got women sitting there oogling at them shirtless and all that, that's apparently acceptable. And how many times in the media do we now have to watch, you know, men being, you know, and that makes me uncomfortable. Like, I mean, you think of all the Marvel movies, for example, right? How many of them feature, like, shirtless Chris Hemsworth, whatever, and that sort of stuff, directed at the women? Yet if we all of a sudden had Gwyneth Paltrow in a bra in Iron Man 4... it's going to be labelled as sex. Look at all the Habib and crap that happened with the Jumanji movie when the first trailer came out and what's her name was in like a tight shorts and a top. Like, oh, that's sexist. They're sexualising her. If you actually see the damn movie, they're not sexualising her. It's kind of part of the plot.
They're showing the polar opposite between the real life character and the visual and the in the virtual character, and that's. And they do the exact same in the opposite when they put the hot chick in Jack Black's body.
Yes, exactly. Can we just like accept that as human beings, we have eyes? Whether you are straight, gay, bi, whatever you are, you will check out whatever gender you're attracted to. If you're a sick fuck, you will check out horses and other animals. Like, just, okay. There's a line. But, like, as in, Josh, you and I are straight males. We will observe the female form. Our respective partners are straight females, at least we hope they are. And they will generally also appreciate the male form. I know gay men, I know lesbian women, they will do the same for the same gender, etc., etc., etc. Again, there's a line, 98% of society can look but don't touch. All right.
Okay. How's this? Okay, true story. Me too. Hashtag me too. Okay. So I was working on a show. It was not a road show when I was working in the theatre district in Hobart, and I was setting up a follow spot light at the back of the auditorium that we were in, and I was standing on a rise that was about 1.5 meters tall. So anyone who walked into the room, my crotch was in their face. Because that's how I had to stand on that box. That's how you
meet people, Josh. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, hi, look at it. So, it was no fault of my own. I was doing my job. I was setting up the follow spot. The stage manager came in, who was a homosexual man. And what he did, he came up to me. He poked me in the cock and said, "You're not hard," and walked away. Now...
that's sexual assault.
It is. That is sexual misconduct. It offended me. Semi-flattered me because, like, yeah. But
that's the difference between men and women right there. See, that's again why we don't report it.
But the thing is, though, I could report that. No one would believe me. And going on to that, just on that one thing that really bothers me, and that is during the whole yes, no, whatever campaign, I found it really difficult to take seriously those who promote sexual promiscuity very vigorously in parades and stuff, who wanted to have a monogamous relationship by law. And I just had to get that out, because when you have a prisoner who says, I want more laws to protect my family, yet I'm going to break them laws, it doesn't hold true. And all of the issues that I've ever had when it has come to sexual misconduct have been from other men who are homosexual.
Kind of like how Aboriginals complain about Australia Day, that it's Invasion Day, yet they're still happy to live under the current conditions in which they have been provided to because they were invaded.
That's exactly right.
I'm sorry to be that's offensive a lot to some people, but can we just establish that? Can we just establish the fact that they go off at us for something that we had no hand in for 200 odd years ago, and they're defending people that they had no idea what they did 200 years ago, and yet they live in a society in which they are living under the conditions presented to them because they were invaded. If these were the Aboriginal communities who lived in the conditions in which they were in prior to the English settling in this country, valid point, fair enough, yep, you probably have a right to complain. But they also don't have technology, so they probably can't be heard. And they probably don't even realise that we're here. I don't know. I've never been there. That's very offensive what I've said, but
it's not. It's offensive to people who get offended by things that are factual, and that's the thing.
It's
a lot
ignorant.
of things.
That's the word that I'm looking for. It's ignorant.
A lot of the things that people get offended by, it's because they're trying to argue with feelings and not facts. Opinions mean nothing. Factual evidence is what is needed, and in my opinion. Let's go to the cashless card thing that they've got going on in the Northern Territory. Everyone goes, that's racist. You can't just do that to the Indigenous people. You're saying how they spend their money. And my answer is yes, because it's my money they're spending. I pay tax. They've got my money. No, they're not going to spend it on drugs. I don't pay tax so I know that it's going to get spent on drugs and alcohol. I pay tax to know that I've got a road to drive on. I've got good water in the tank, and maybe for the poor people down the road who haven't got any bread in their cupboard, that they can fill it up and maybe buy some Vegemite as well.
Here's the thing too, and we're going long here, we'll end this in a second, but okay, my question here is, and I don't know the full story, so again, I'm maybe being slightly ignorant here, I've only read the headlines. There was recently in Victoria, a lot of criticism done by the politicians there, the Premier, perhaps, I think the Herald Sun got into trouble, because they'd published all these things about, African gangs are taking over Melbourne, blah, 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 statistics on the rise, African youths are involved, and this sort of stuff. And I believe, statistically, it was shown that there has been a rise in African-related youth attacks. And people automatically it's racist. You're saying they're Africans. That's racist. Now, okay, statistically speaking, if that's correct, why is that any different to, as you and I would have known when we were under 25 and we were driving, we had to pay more on our insurance because statistically speaking, under 25-year-old males are more involved in car accidents. Therefore, that affects us because of our gender and our age. Now, answer me this, Josh. If Asian drivers were, statistically speaking, more involved in accidents and they were charged an Asian tax, would that be allowed?
So, that's an interesting thing because my judgment of the Asian driver comes from every single time I have been in a car with an Asian driver. And I'm not you can laugh all you want. I'm speaking truth. Every time I've been in the car with an Asian driver, I have been in an almost near-on head-on.
And that comes from, can I just say it, that comes from go to Asia and you will see how they drive. I've been to Malaysia and I have seen how they drive, and the words road rules are not a thing in Malaysia. They just get in the car, press accelerate, and hope they don't crash.
Yeah, that's it. And that's not me saying that Asians are bad at all, because no, it's just a stereotype that has some truth to it. There's probably some really good Asian drivers out there. As a matter of fact, Ben, you can answer me this. Are there any Asian F1 drivers?
Currently, no.
There we go. Point proven. Now.
And there've never really been any that successful.
But they're really good at table tennis and mathematics. That's a proven fact. Okay? And I'm not being racist. It is a traditional thing. When you go, yeah, Asian, yeah, they're good at making TVs and playing ping pong. Now, Ben's shaking his head, but it's true. Now, when you think of
I can edit that out, but I've just clearly left it in. So,
now the thing with the whole the African gangs in in Victoria. Now the thing is, I was listening to the report by it was I think it was on Outsiders. Mark Lathan's Outsiders was doing a story on it. And this was all coming from shop owners in Victoria and go, we can't do anything. We've got these little gangs coming into our store, and they are African kids between the ages of 13 and 19, and they just come in, they run, they grab, and they leave. There is nothing we can do. And that's like 100 store owners have said all this, right? Yeah. I'm not trying to be racist again, and I'm saying this in a very serious manner. There is an issue. There is an issue in Victoria. There was an issue in Tasmania, not with violence, but with just with how the different traditions of the Sudanese people, when they came to Hobart, there was a big issue with just how they meshed with the culture in Hobart. They did not want to mesh. They wanted to take over in a way. And I'm not trying to, as I said, I'm trying to be very careful of the words I use. But you could see they would walk onto a bus. They wouldn't pay their fare. The bus driver would not move the bus until they paid their fare or got off the bus. And that became a big issue in Hobart back in, I think it was like the early 2000s. And I don't know what it's like there now because I haven't been to Hobart on public transport for a while now. But I know that was a massive issue back in the day, and that is because these are new cultures coming to our country, and they're not having the resources to assimilate into the culture.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's tricky because if you call them out for it, like I remember there was a story maybe 10 or so years ago where a politician had called out African immigrants because as far as I'm aware, and through ones that I knew, like things like deodorant aren't a thing that are used in many African countries. It's just not part of how they are. And I'm not trying to say that's all. There are some cultures that don't know how to do it. Well, I shouldn't say don't know how to do it. It's just not something. It's like flossing in Australia. We don't floss in Australia. Yeah, you say that to an American or a Canadian, they look at us like we're the dirtiest people on the planet. So there was a politician who called out and said, like, hey, we should really teach some of these African immigrants some hygiene so that they can wash better and use deodorant. Automatically, she was labelled a racist because she like that's not racism. That's just personal hygiene and cultural misunderstandings. It's like if a female goes to a Muslim country, they've got to cover up. That's just, we know that as travel. Well, most people know that as travellers. And yet it's always going to be in the news. Oh, an Australian in Bahrain was caught, kissing their partner on the beach and they got sent to jail because you're not allowed to do that. You respect the country's laws that you go to and their cultures. We might not personally agree with it, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. We're in another country. We respect their laws. It's no different to if they come to our country. It's not about being racist and saying things like, oh, we grew here, you flew here, things like that. You can simply say, you are in a different country. This is how we are in this country. Please respect our cultures and traditions. By all means, whatever, but put some deodorant on. That's not racist.
No, it's not. It is so simple in just saying, look, racism is saying, go back to where you came from.
Exactly.
We're saying, we want you to be in our group. Come over here.
Come here.
But have a shower, put some deodorant on, and don't be a dickhead.
But it's like, I'm sure you've seen those toilets where they've got the little picture of like the person squatting on the toilet saying, no, don't squat, you sit. And that's purely because in several Asian countries, they don't have Western toilets. They squat over a little pit in the toilet. So Asian people will stand over a toilet and break the bowl and injure themselves because that's how they're raised. So that's why you have one of those signs on toilets. For us, they're hilarious because like, oh, what dickhead would fucking stand on the toilet and squat? Again, I've been to Malaysia. I've seen toilets that like are like that, and you're like, holy, what the hell am I meant to do with this?
You know what's scary about those toilets? I've seen them too in Hong Kong. And here's the scary thing. There's no door.
No,
you're squatting there, you're trying to push it out, and then you got these 10 people walking past you, and you're like, "You gone?"
That's the best thing I always have to explain to females.
Well, I don't know if this is a knife.
It comes to urinals, right? Like, I hate urinals. I will only use a urinal if I have to use one, if all the cubicles are full. Because, as I try to explain to females, imagine you sit down to pee, and it's just a row of 10 toilets, and you've sat down, and here's Jenny next to you, and Regina next to you, and you're like, "Hey, you going? Oh, you're doing a wee, are you? That's nice." Again, the difference is women are generally social in the bathroom. Men, just don't even say a word. Just stand there, look straight ahead.
There's laws. You don't talk until you're finished. You don't look.
You don't look.
You never look. Ever.
Unless you're in, flamingos, and then they look and they touch. And then that's #me too. I have been to, flamingos in Hobart. I was groped. I was pinned against a wall. I had hands shoved down my pants. None of it which I enjoyed. None of it which was consensual. Yet could I accuse those people of sexuals? And I know the people who did it.
I've got 2 names going through my head right now, and I'm probably correct.
I don't think you would know this person in particular. Josh, it's always fun. Anything else you wish to add?
No, it was Grindr, wasn't it, Ben?
That's been deleted now that I'm no longer single. What do you have to anything else to add before we close this off?
I hate the Greens Party. I really do.
Oh, sorry, that was. We just let everything else in. May as well burp at the end. Always a pleasure, Josh. Thank you.
It was a fairly political segment, wasn't it, Ben?
Clearly. And again, if we had listeners, we would be labelled certain things. But this is the one time we're proud that we don't have listeners. So, Josh, thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you.
So, we still have... we had a Canadian on, but I think she's just choking to death. Are you okay? Do you need... She went to swallow some water, and then she somehow choked halfway through.
And it went up my nose. My nose is hurting.
I don't actually know what just happened there. I was going to say we still have a Canadian with us. Her name is Mallory Foster, and she's slowly...
Nasal cavities hurt. Pain.
Her nasal cavity... Her nose is in pain. Now, do you need a moment? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, so you were very excited to record with me last week.
That's a lie.
No, well, hang on. Just backtrack. You were nervous.
Correct.
But after we had finished, you enjoyed the experience.
Yes.
And then you, yourself, came up with your own segment. You were like, when we record next week... we can burp on the episode.
I took the microphone away so you couldn't hear it.
It's not the worst end that's been coming out of all week. I think... Don't ever feed Mallory cauliflower. You came... She's giving me a look. You explain what you said.
Yes, so last week after we recorded... Well, after we recorded, we went and saw Sam.
We did.
Is that true?
We did, yes.
That's true. And Sam has a man cave.
He does.
Ben one day wants a man cave.
I do.
And so as we were leaving, I asked Sam whether or not his wife brings him snacks to the man cave. And he said no. Now, I personally think that snacks should be brought to the man cave. And so my question was just, is that a fair assumption and question to ask? Should a wife bring a husband snacks to their man cave?
Now, okay, what year are we in? 2018. So, this is where I have to be careful here. Judge based on what I said, the Josh segment, which I am not sure in terms of if that's already played or we're about to play that yet on this episode. I will put these all together when I edit them together. But look, I like the idea. That is it's a solid idea when it comes to a man cave. However... some people would say that is outdated, that opinion, would you not believe, in 2018?
I think that people would definitely say that, and people would get mad at me for thinking that women should be bringing men snacks to their man cave.
So, okay.
But how else will they get snacks? They can't make food for themselves.
Now, that's a sexist viewpoint.
True.
Okay, so hypothetically, in a hypothetical world, you burp on air, we have a house together after we have, signed visa documents and stuff, and it's all for visa reasons, alright? Like, we don't actually like each other. But I have a man cave, which probably by like 2030 will be called a gender-neutral human cave. Because it would probably be considered sexist by 2013 to have the words man cave in a sentence. So therefore, you would bring me snacks because you would feel that is your duty as a, I don't want to say woman because that's sexist, a human.
Yes.
Yes?
I don't know how to answer that question. I'm not really clear on what the question was.
Welcome to the Brink. That's generally what happens. I'll ask a question and pretend to know what I'm talking about, and then I just fail miserably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well...
The question is
yes.
that you would bring me snacks because you would feel that is your duty to me as...
but yes, I would bring you snacks.
What snacks would you bring me?
Well...
I want to make sure that these are decent snacks. Like, I'm
weird
doing picky.
Australian snacks.
What's a weird Australian snack?
Oh, party pies.
Look at you! Party pies, not sausage rolls?
No, I was thinking about mini sausage rolls, but then I realized that they wouldn't make it to the man cave because I would eat them all.
Okay, but you don't particularly like the party pies.
No.
No.
They're weird. Dumplings? Do you like dumplings?
Dim Sims?
Oh, yes, dim sims. I don't know if I can learn how to cook those.
Well, I don't think anybody really cooks them. I think they just get what's left over, put them in some batter and stick them in the deep fryer. That's a dim sim.
Other snacks? Oh, taquitos.
Now, what are those?
They're like, tiny burritos, kind of?
Tiny burritos, kind of.
Well, like thin burritos.
Thin burritos. So burritos on a diet. Is that a bad joke? Or?
I feel like I did not explain these very well. They're little roll-ups of cheese and meat and general yumminess.
General yumminess. Isn't that song by Justin Bieber? Taquitos. No, that's Despacito.
This is a taquito.
Okay, but for our listeners at home, you can't actually see this.
They're little
it's like a spring roll.
No.
Well, it's like a spring roll, but not a spring roll.
It's like a white person spring roll.
Right. Okay, so a white person.
No, because they're filled with like... No, they're filled with like burrito toppings. Okay, it's a Mexican.
Can I just back up and say that when we're being stereotypical here of race, that I would consider burrito flavouring to be that of Latin descent, not particularly white, but white person would be cheeseburger that actually sounds quite nice. You can bring me mini cheeseburgers.
Yes, I can bring you mini cheeseburgers.
Okay, but I like the idea. I do, and I would appreciate very much you bringing me snacks. Thank you. That would show a step in our relationship. However, I feel as though that what would be the other side of that? So would you? I mean, you don't have a girl cave. I mean, what would you have? I don't want to say a sewing room. I mean, are you a sewer? Like, I don't know.
A craft room?
A craft room.
I don't know.
Sorry, a craft room. Would you?
Yeah.
Would you? What would you? You would have like a food room. You would.
The kitchen is my room, apparently.
Now that's sexist, Ben. But I mean, would I be able to bring you snacks in said
kitchen?
room? Well, yes, you would be eating the snacks in the kitchen. But what I'm saying is like if you had a craft room.
Craft room.
Craft. I say craft, you say craft. Hilarious. Haha, we've got different accents. Would I... This is a really long-winded question to get a simple yes or no from. Can I bring you snacks to your craft room?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is that a real question? Can I bring you snacks?
But I want to make this
Obviously, you can bring me snacks.
a fair situation.
I'm the most person who loves food. The person who loves food.
I'm the most person that loves food. You really speak English good on podcasts in Australia.
I do.
Yes.
I speak very, very English.
You speak very English.
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mallory Foster. She speaks very English. She's great. But you were intrigued as to why Sam's lovely wife, Jess, who was on this segment in this episode briefly on the cricket, does not bring Sam snacks.
True, I was. I was in shock, honestly.
I guess she wasn't home.
That is also true. But I asked Sam, I said, Sam, does Jess bring you snacks? And he said no.
But the difference is, we both know who wears the pants in that relationship. So I would feel Sam would bring the snacks to Jess.
Interesting point.
Come on, we all think it. We all know it.
Poor Samuel.
I the other day, got Jess what did I buy her? A cider. Well, I didn't buy it. She gave me the money. But she didn't walk to the bar to get said cider. Yes. Okay. What other rules do you think...
You were already going to the bar. I'm confused by this story.
Again, anyway, welcome to the Brink.
Moving on.
What other rules do you feel are in place then for a house when it comes to snacks bringing to the respective other? Like if I'm watching the footy with my mates, which you'll be one of them because you're a big Carlton fan, would you therefore be bringing snacks to me while I'm watching the footy?
I know that the correct answer to this question is yes.
No, I don't want the correct answer. I want what you believe is. Like, what would you do?
I believe that I would not be in the house on a football night.
In the house?
Yes.
But you would be watching it with me because you're a big football fan.
Correct.
Because you love the...
Carlton Blues.
Oh, look at you. Look at that. You are.
That was a very scripted answer for all of you listeners.
Can I just say that you actually haven't watched a full game of this, so you don't actually...
probably watched 5 minutes.
Like, you've watched some cricket, and you're like, okay, but football was so much more exciting.
Yes.
Video games night, but you'll be playing with me, so...
See, yeah, that's the problem. If we are doing these things together, I am not going to be bringing you the snacks. The snacks are just going to magically appear.
This is why we would have a
via
maid.
Uber Eats.
See, we don't have Uber Eats in Hobart. Do you have Uber Eats in Victoria?
No, we don't have Uber.
You don't have Uber?
Well, unless they passed it since I left.
How do you get places in Victoria? You have to get taxis.
Or a bus.
Ew, we got just... Do you have trains?
No.
Yeah, we don't in Tasmania either.
We have a very small city.
Do you? Really? Well, I mean, it's an interesting topic, but okay, here's my question for you then. I want you to discuss this, because I did ask this to Sam, I believe, on our section at David Bartlett's 50th, which I think is to come in this episode. You are a sauce in the fridge girl.
Yes, I am.
Now, explain this.
Well, you see, the ketchup bottle, or barbecue sauce, or tomato sauce, as you people call it, has this little note on the back that says refrigerate after opening.
Okay. Now, okay, fair enough. Now, you and I had this debate yesterday, and I feel like we're going to repeat ourselves later on in this episode when we bring this up again, because we're just repeating ourselves for the sake of it. Why then do they store it on the shelf in a supermarket?
Preservatives.
But that doesn't really answer the question.
I don't know.
So your argument is it says on the bottle.
Okay, the other thing, honestly, that I like about keeping my tomato sauce in the fridge.
Sorry, your what? Your tomato sauce? Where are you from? Hello, my tomato sauce is not in the fridge. Did I throw you off your topic?
Yes. Okay, the other thing that I like about keeping ketchup in the fridge is that when you have your fries and you put cold ketchup on them, it, like, makes it bearable to eat super hot fries, because then you put your tongue on, like, the cold part, and then it doesn't burn your tongue as bad.
That actually kind of sounds gross.
No, so good.
That really does not sound like something that I would enjoy. Okay, what other weird things do you do in Canada?
We play ice hockey.
Which, actually, it's just hockey, thank you. I don't know where this segment's going. I think we're going to do another segment with you, and we're going to ask you those 500 questions, right? Because...
Yes. All 501 grow.
Again, your mother might be listening, so I think some of those questions probably we shouldn't ask, because you wouldn't be able to answer them. It's that simple. I just want to try something here. Hey, Link, come over here for a second. I don't think you've ever been on one of our shows. I'd like the world to introduce to my nephew. Now, see what Mallory's holding here. Would you like to talk into
Lovely it? Thing.
Would you like to say hello? All you have to do is say hello. My name is Link. No, you don't want to? Okay. Link's watching a video. So my nephew Link, he's outside with us right now. He's joined us. He's watching a video, and he doesn't want to. I wouldn't sit on that, Link. That might break. You might hurt yourself.
He's completely ignoring the instructions.
He's going to do it anyway.
Good moment.
If you wish to come over and say hello, you're allowed to. If you'd rather watch your video, you can do that. It's entirely up to you. You could be a radio star if you want to be, Mr. Flash. Okay. Mallory, we will come back. we will ask you 501 questions.
Yes, we will.
I will add one to it just because I can. But thank you for this riveting explanation of man caves,
And
food,
ketchup.
and ketchup. Hey, Link, question for you: where do you store your sauce? In the cupboard or in the fridge? There you go.
Okay, I think this is an Australian versus Canadian thing, not a person-to-person thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think in this case, Australia wins.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
That's all three of us. That's a recording. No, welcome everybody back to the Brink. Mallory's choking to death. Where are we, Samuel McCrossan?
We're at David Bartlett's 50th birthday party, eating cake pops.
I'm drinking free Coca-Cola, which is actually flat and disgusting, and you just had a free raspberry.
I did. It was good.
Out of 10, what would you give it?
If I was a small child, a 10.
But if you're not a small child, I know you're quite an age discrepancy between yourself and me, but please make our listeners be aware that you're not a small child and everything is legal.
Like a 6?
A 6. No, you're not 6. You gave it a 6 out of 10.
Correct.
Now, you were not familiar with the name David Bartlett until all of 2.5 hours ago, were you?
I was not, but he provided free food, and it was good.
And you can now officially say you've been to somebody's birthday who's on Wikipedia.
Yes.
And how do you feel about that? That's good to know. Sam, you are very much aware of David Bartlett.
Oh, certainly am, Ben, yes. Former Premier.
Now, somebody who often voted for his opposition, how would you rate David Bartlett's 50th celebrations?
Very good, Ben. It's been very enjoyable. Everyone's been very hospitable.
Do you think Will Hodgson would have provided a better 50th?
Don't know. What do you think he'd do at his 50th?
Probably have Geelong people there or something like that, or Flying Malcolm or something like that.
Do you think it'd get a bit out of control?
Oh yeah, I think Willie's a bit more on the Terps than David.
You reckon?
And I know they're both very good family men.
Yeah.
But I just feel that we saw Will on the guitar the other day, so I reckon he'd get a little bit out of control.
Reckon he'd get on the gas a bit more?
Well, you got to establish here. Our very good friend Rodney Hunt is, of course, playing here in the Neil Young tribute band. But of course, Mr. Hodgson played in the Violent Femmes. Well, the Violent Femmes, not Violent Femmes tribute band. Violent Femmes probably a little bit more rock and roll than Neil Young.
Yeah. So maybe his party be a bit more rock and roll.
Yes. No offense to Canada, of course, Mallory, about Neil Young not being rowdy and rock and roll. What's your favourite Neil Young song?
I'm just looking up songs so I can think of one. I don't know any of them.
I don't know if he did Old Man River or not. I don't think that was Neil Young. Sam, how would you sell John Farnham to Mallory?
Oh well, he had the beautiful blonde locks, didn't he?
A nice mullet.
Johnny, yes, iconic Australian. Very, very good music.
What would you rate as a better song? Sadie the Cleaning Lady, You're the Voice, or Chain Reaction?
Oh, Chain Reaction. Oh, yes. Johnny gives me a chain reaction every time, I tell you.
What about Sadie the Cleaning Lady versus Cold Chisel's iconic Australian anthem, K-San?
Oh, I'd have to go K-San on that.
What about this song playing right now, or Sadie the Cleaning Lady?
Sadie the Cleaning Lady.
Good call. All right, Mallory, we've found one. What are we listening to?
I'm not connected to the internet.
She's not connected to the internet. That's a good Neil Young song.
That is a good Neil Young song. I don't think I've ever heard a Neil Young song before.
You're listening to one right now.
Oh, well, maybe I have, but they don't ring any bells, Ben.
Now this...
We could Shazam him and it would come up with...
Try it. Let's see how good Rod is as Neil Young.
Well, exactly, and let's test out how good the Shazam program is.
Are you a Shazam man, Sam?
Oh, very much so, Ben. I love a Shazam.
You good at Shazam in the morning?
I'm a Shazam man, and morning, noon, or night. Love a Shazam.
I love a good Shazam after breakfast. And Mallory is listening to...
Down by the River?
Down by the river, out on the street. No, that's Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Great song, that one, Ben.
Down by the corner, out on the street.
Much better than Neil Diamond, I can tell you. Is that what they're playing? Neil Diamond?
Yes, so he's a Neil Young.
I know Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond is Sweet Caroline, am I not mistaken?
Yes, that's
Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum.
Look, there appears to be some confusion, Ben. I understood they were playing at Neil Diamond.
Oh, I thought it was a Neil Patrick Harris. I thought this was Barney Stinson. Wrong club.
Wrong Neil. What about Neil Armstrong? Where does he fit in all this?
He's dead.
Is he really?
Sadly died a couple of years ago. Rest in peace, Neil. So, seriously, Neil Armstrong died. That's sad. Sorry to break the news for you. Did you? Okay. Do you know John F. Kennedy died? Anyone? Bueller? No. We have had to establish the greatness of David Bartlett's 50th. Free burgers,
Yep.
to which we were promptly looked over multiple times, were we not?
that is true.
Then we had free fries with very good sauce.
Yeah, very nice sauce. I was more on the sauce, actually. That was more important to me than the fries.
Speaking of on the sauce, there's been free alcohol. We've had a couple of these. There's some very nice looking sundaes there. That looks quite appealing. That was our favourite waitress. She liked us.
She did.
Yes. Free alcohol. So you've had 2 beers.
Yes.
I've had 1 beer and a cocktail. You've had a cocktail. How would you rate that cocktail out of 10?
Like a 2.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, was it?
It was sangria without the good fruit.
Yeah, what she said. And a free Coke, which is pretty rubbish. Flat, not very nice.
No, it was a bit flat, actually. No, I had to yeah, but no, look, never look a gift horse in the mouth, Ben.
True. Free ice cream. I had vanilla bean, which was very vanilla-y. As I just hiccup on air, that's embarrassing. And cake pop.
Yes, the cake pop was the best part of the evening.
What about pool?
Actually, the burger was pretty good.
The burger was good. There's sauce in it. I've heard this song before.
There was cucumber on the burger and you ate it, by the way.
Was there?
There was.
Can you just tell me that now?
Yep.
Relationship over. We got a selfie with David Bartlett.
We did. I'll have to get a copy of that from you, Ben.
You also got a selfie with David Bartlett?
I did. I took the selfie, in fact.
You really did.
Yes,
You
true.
have very good selfie taking skills. Mallory's just like, why are we doing this? She wants to record when we get home because we've got good topics of conversation. Here's a question for you, Samuel McCrossan. Sauce. Tomato sauce?
Yes.
Barbecue sauce? How do you store it once you open it?
Well, I've always been a cupboard man, Ben. Yes, I like my saucer in the closet, but my wife is a fridge woman.
Now, Mallory, explain to Sam here what you do.
We store it in the fridge because on the bottle it says refrigerate after opening.
Oh, but they're doing that, but just in case. But it's not really supposed to be in the cupboard, is it? So
Why do you buy it on the shelf in the supermarket?
Preservatives.
But you don't need to put it in the fridge.
Preservatives.
But you don't need to put it in...
Preservatives.
Okay, here's a question for you, Sam. I got told off for this last night. Now, Mallory and I, we met on Tinder. You have not been single enough in the age of Tinder, so you would not be aware of the usage of it.
Old man. What? Hi.
Hi. I thought you said something. Now, I had a rule on Tinder that if the girl did not reply to me within 24 hours, I removed her because I thought, well, she didn't want to talk to me. So, is that a good call or a bad call?
Well, no, I just in case, if the chick that you've aligned with, or however it works, is say, what if she's off, going on a 8-day bushwalk or something, and she's really interested, you cut her off after 24 hours.
Okay, I see the point. I see what you're doing. But could the said girl not say, hey, I'm really interested, going on a bushwalk for 8 days, we'll message you when I get back?
But then, Ben, why isn't she inviting you on the bushwalk?
Because I've known her for about 13 hours.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not Chris Hemsworth and don't have a good set of abs.
I'm thinking wait 10 days.
10 days?
What if she's in the car park and she's like, oh, gee, he's a bit alright. Whoosh, I'll take him. And then off she goes on a bushwalk, doesn't get back for 10 days to the car park. Get phone reception again.
Okay, look, I see it. And I think what you're doing is you're thinking from somebody who looks like me perspective, because I should wait 10 days, because if I get a match, I should take it when I get one. Yourself, Sam, you're a good-looking rooster. I'm using that term again. I like that terminology.
Good term, that.
Yeah, if you were on Tinder, you would have matches coming out of your ear holes.
Well, I'm not sure about that, Ben.
Oh, let's try it. Let's put him on Tinder. Come on. Don't tell Jess.
A fake Tinder account?
Yes.
Not fake.
Download it right now.
She just wants to match you. She's like, I'm downloading Tinder too.
Yes, no, Tinder would have made things interesting back in the day, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I mean, the last time I met someone, it was in a chat room.
Oh, yeah, chat room.
Now, how did you meet Jess? You met her at a party, didn't you?
Yeah, my sister's birthday party. Yeah.
That's right. Your sister Lucy, good friend of ours on the show, good friend of mine. Yes.
Yep. That's right.
Yes. I just thought I'd establish that. We should have grabbed David as he walked. What do you reckon? Should we grab David for a little chat?
He's holding his drumsticks. He's holding his drumsticks.
Oh, he's about to go and drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try something here, Sam. I want to sneak up. I just want to. He's talking to the bros here, and I don't know how we're going to do this. Just going to wait. I feel like we're going to be ready here. Rod playing in the background still. Do you think we can achieve our goal here?
Well, yeah.
Right, here we go. Hang on. Can I really? Oh, he's getting dacked. I just want to quickly say, David, we're recording for the podcast of Brink. You love our show.
Oh, the Brink.
Now, while you get dacked, you're about to play the drums. Happy birthday, first of all.
Thank you.
You're about to play the drums.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah,
what
play
can
the
we
drums.
expect from you playing the drums?
Probably some bad timing.
Yep.
Some missed beats. Some shock and drum rolls where I don't come back in on the one.
Yep.
And much of a muchness, really.
Sounds like your political career. Is that a fair assessment, or?
fair, harsh.
I can
harsh
say that
and
now?
Fair.
Yep. All right. Well, happy birthday. I thought we'd just at least say hello to you since we were at your party. But,
Excellent.
it's been a long time
It's
since
great
you've
to
been
have
in the
the
Brink.
Brink at the party.
Yes, exactly. Indeed. There's always a party when the Brink's here.
Always a party with the Brinks here.
We're using that as a soundbite. Thank you very much. Do it. All right. Rocking the free world. I've heard that song. Keep on rocking in the free world.
That was a good quip there, Ben.
You know that song.
I do.
That was a very good quip.
That was very, very sharp. Very sharp.
Thank you very much. That's a good call. I'm witty.
The cake is moving,
Also, this is like the actual cake now.
but this is the waitress that does not like us.
Right. So this is the racist waitress.
Correct.
Should we go up to the racist waitress and say, "Why are you racist?"
No.
No, bad call.
Oh no, I think it should be confronted, Ben.
Do you not like Canadians?
Wait, me?
Oh, I meant the racist one. What do you prefer, Canadians or Australians?
What is the correct answer to this question?
You're with an Australian, but you're a Canadian. This is a tricky call.
True.
This could, you could alienate me, but
Or
you
the
can alienate
rest
your...
of my family and friends.
So I think the correct answer is Canadians, because you've only known me for a short amount of time.
Sure.
Okay, we're broken up now.
Bye.
Oh well, visa, next person. Mr. O'Byrne! Hello! We're recording right now.
Are we going live?
Let's say yes.
We're going live in delay.
Yes. How are you, sir?
I'm Tickety Boo.
Yes, you are.
Tickety Boo this afternoon, yes.
Are you in election mode today, or are you in have a good afternoon mode?
Well, election mode is have a good afternoon mode, isn't it? Surely. Surely they are not mutually exclusive in terms of how you feel. Depends on the campaign, of course. 2014, they would be exclusive.
Yes.
This year, not so much.
Just take it a bit more seriously this time.
That's right, yeah.
Not be as relaxed.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now in terms of, it hasn't been called yet.
No, it'll be called, my pick will be called next weekend, Australia Day long weekend for March 3rd. So it's all about getting ready for the button to be pressed and away we go. So yeah, I'm a bit more zen about it this time around than I have been in previous elections, so we'll just see how we go.
I really like your social media-ness, if that's a word. You're very savvy on those videos. There was one I liked where you're kind of out there shaking people's hands, you're being friendly with people and smiling around.
Like a real person.
Lots of training.
Yeah. It takes a lot of hard work to pretend to be like a real person.
How many cuts did you do? Were you no, I wasn't friendly enough.
I'm sure I had a funny old grin on my face there. No, lots of cuts. Yeah, but no, I appreciate it. We've worked pretty hard. Social media now is a big part of the campaign. You compare it to 2014 and even 2010, but it's on a different scale these days, and it's where a lot of people get their news.
We're going to do this properly, I think, at another time before the election. But one thing I remember, 2010, sitting on the floor of the count when they used to have the room at the casino.
I remember the interview. You were the first interview.
Remember?
Yeah, you guys were right at the front. It was the first interview I gave as a presumptive elected candidate.
Look at that.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are memorable.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it was a big night.
And you
Crazy night.
supported the Olympic bid, and that obviously turned out very well, didn't it?
That did. I'm not giving up on that dream.
Tokyo won't be able to have it, so we'll take
slow
over.
fire. It's a slow burn. It's a very slow burn.
Yeah.
But I'm not giving up on that dream.
I'm glad. So when you are going to, be deputy premier when Beck gets elected, or
Oh, look, I'll be happy to be the dishwasher just to be in a government, I reckon.
the dishwasher minister?
That's right.
That'd be a thing?
It's a hospitality thing.
All right, okay. Well, David, we will chat to you properly. Enjoy the night. We're waiting to see other David on the drums. Are you going to get up there and play anything?
Well, there is rumours that we might get up and do a song, but we'll see how we go.
Okay, we look forward to it. Cheers, nice to chat. All right. It's roaming.
Sorry.
This is what we do. We roam and talk.
Yes. I'm learning.
So if I did this with your family and Canadians, how do you think they would take me?
They would think you were crazy.
Am I crazy?
Yes.
Is that why you're with me?
No. Maybe.
You know, you've actually been very well behaved tonight in terms of you've only had one alcoholic beverage.
That's true.
So are you trying to be the DD?
Should
This is
I?
Coke.
That's Coke.
This is Coke.
No.
I liked you driving last night. That was fun. Did we just lose Sam? Oh, no, there he is. Hi.
Here I am. Yes, I'm back.
Do you chat to David? Do you have a good friend?
Sorry?
Did you chat to your good friend, Miss O'Byrne?
No, that very nice fella. Very nice fella.
And now the racist waitress is... No? All right.
She doesn't like us, does she?
She walks right by us.
You know what they say about people when they ignore you? They like you too much.
Coming back. She's coming back.
Here we go. Cake. No, hey.
She just looked straight at us again and went away.
You know why? She's a Hawthorn supporter.
I reckon.
She's a Liberal voter.
Oh no.
We're going to end this right now, I feel. We've had a good collection of Davids and chats, and we'll speak to you more in this episode.
Yes.
You're beautiful.
Thanks.
Sam, you're also beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much, Ben. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Neither of you return the favour and call me beautiful, but that's fine. We'll speak to you all very, very shortly as we continue the Brink. Welcome back. Mallory is just speaking Canadian to me, I believe.
Yes, it's its own language.
Now-
Just like Australian is its own language.
What is the most Canadian word that you can think of that perhaps an Australian wouldn't know?
Toque.
Toque. Well, okay, that's a good call. Most Australians, I would go out on a limb and say, would not know what a toque is.
When I talk about toques, people here just look at me with this blank expression, which is probably how I look at them 90% of the time. So, yes.
There is a look. Again, I mainly find it in America, not Canada, because I feel Canadians are more intelligent than Americans and will actually...
Thank you.
And I'm not just saying this. Americans will have that look on their face, like, you're speaking another language to me. They hear an accent, you're foreign, I'm not going to listen to you. And they will always have that blank look on their face, as if to say, like, I do not know what you're saying to me right now.
Yes, that's the look I have on my face most of the time in this country.
I generally can read it. So a lot of segments we've had on this show over the last 3-4 months have involved our emergency questions by our beloved comedian / podcaster Richard Herring. And we've had a lot of entertainment with this. You asked me a few of these last week, so I thought it was appropriate for me to ask you a few today. Now, I'm going to actually go right to the very beginning, and I'm going to choose the appropriate ones, because we know that you might have family and friends listening to this, and until they meet me and realise that I'm a bit of a nincompoop, we will be safe and sound right now, because I need your family and friends to like me if I'm going to get a
spider webs!
Canadian visa.
Hi. Sorry.
You okay there? Alright, so I will be avoiding the naughty ones.
Correct.
And we'll be asking the normal ones. Alright. Would you prefer a hand made out of ham or an armpit that dispensed sunscreen? Sunscreen. Cream. Sun cream.
Sunscreen is what we call it.
Yes, we do too, but this is said sun cream. So, a hand made of ham or an armpit that dispense sun cream. So you would go sun cream.
Yeah, if it's hot, like
Okay.
Sunday in the
People can't hear this at home.
38 degrees.
38. Okay, so Link, my nephew, is in the background. He's saying he would have sun cream.
I would tend to agree with Link, because I think if I had a ham hand, I would eat it.
And it would be all yuck and gross if it's hot and kind of off. All right.
Kind of like sweaty.
We can't ask question number 3. There are children present.
What was question number 1?
The one that you remember wanting to ask me, but I answered yes to. Shall I show it to you there just so you can refresh your memory? Alrighty. And Link is having fun over there. Alright, let's see here. Don't know who Keith Allen is.
I can smell dinner.
What age were you breastfed until?
I have no idea. Ask my mother.
If she's listening, send us a message. Number 6. That is not a question I wish to ask your mother. Have you ever seen a ghost?
No.
No?
Movies. Ghostbusters. I haven't seen Ghostbusters.
You haven't seen Ghostbusters?
Sorry.
Link's showing... What's Link showing us right now?
What is Link showing us right now?
Do you want to say hello into the microphone, Link? Say hello. Just say hello.
You just say hello.
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 Hello. There you go. You're famous now.
What are we watching, Link?
Well, Link's showing us a video right now. What is it, Mallory? Can you actually see this?
It's a cat with bubbles? No, it's a ball pit.
Yeah, this one shows this one.
Okay.
Okay. What's this one?
We'll just...
Dad, stop.
Hey, Link, how about we have a look at that after dinner, okay? And we'll finish this segment, and then you can talk to us after. Promise. Promise, you little self. All right, so you haven't seen a ghost? You
No.
haven't seen Ghostbusters?
I have not seen Ghostbusters.
Oh, don't trip, Link.
Be careful.
You want to show... Oh, okay. I think he likes you, Mallory.
I agree. Funny pets. Oh, these are my favorite.
Mallory's face just lit up there. She loves it. What is it?
Cat
Balloons?
popped a balloon, and he got scared.
He popped the balloon and got scared.
Yeah.
There's more.
There's more?
Oh, there's more. They're balloons again.
I have no idea what is happening right now. Link is going to be great on podcasts because he just likes to
Watch cat videos.
watch cat videos.
I really, this one's my favorite.
This one's your favorite.
Okay, so just bear with us for the moment, folks. Link's made a friend. Hey, Link, do you want to in the microphone tell people what we're watching?
I just want to say everyone that I am watching.
What do you tell everyone what you're watching? What are you seeing right now?
Cats versus balloons.
Cats versus balloons, and who's winning?
Winning, Link.
Who's winning?
Cats.
And do you think cats would always win in that fight?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Give me knuckles. Lock it down. Pound it down.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm still watching music.
Can we come back and watch that after? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My nephew, Link Mansfield. His very first appearance on the show. I'm proud of him. We'll talk to him more later. Anyway. So you haven't seen a ghost?
Oh, yeah. That.
You haven't seen Ghostbusters?
Nope.
Have you seen the movie Ghost?
Nope.
Okay, neither have I. Oh, I saw it when I was little. Question number 7. Have you...
Casper the Ghost. I've seen Casper the
Casper
Ghost.
the Ghost. Good movie. Yes. The one with Christina Ricci in it? Or are you talking about the cartoon?
The cartoon.
Okay, no, you haven't seen... Have you seen the movie? We need to watch that. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a Bigfoot?
Also, no.
You live in, like, the area where they are, aren't they? Like, that's up in that
Yes.
area? Yeah? Do you believe in them?
No.
Okay.
I have a friend who does. It's really funny.
Nice.
My husband goes hunting for them.
Oh, so if they got them, they'd be, like, very rich.
Correct.
All right. This is a question that I've already asked you because this is stolen from our final 5. What is your favourite cheese? You've answered that as mozzarella, if I believe. Yes, that is correct. Number 10. Has your sibling ever seen a ghost?
I don't know. Ask him.
All right. Would he listen to this, do you think?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
No, he'd probably get bored.
All right. Yeah, that's often what people
We're
say.
not very interesting.
Number 11. Who is your favourite historical character?
Jesus.
Correct answer. Well done.
We always called that the trump card.
Everybody's correct answer. Definitely my correct answer. Next question. What is love anyway? That's just what it says. What is love anyway?
It's a Cher song. Oh goodness, there's a spider. He's flying. Reasons to not podcast outside in Australia.
This is
Spiders.
This is so Canadian right now that all your Canadian friends are listening, and like legitimately there is a spider like crawling down. But again, this is just living up to stereotypes.
It could kill us.
That'd be like if I was in Canada.
Not concerned.
If I was in Canada, I'd just go, oh look, a moose. Yeah, because that one won't kill you. That's just a little baby one. That won't do any harm. That's how Australia... Hell, she'll be right. Alright, you don't know what love is anyway. Okay. Would you rather have the attributes of a radiator or a fridge freezer?
A fridge freezer.
Any particular reason why? Or
Because then you can cuddle and get warm.
Good answer. What do you think happens when we die? I believe you asked me these last week, but I'm just going to you now. Stuff. Good answer. What's it like being Mallory? Yawning. She's bored. She's bored of her life.
Yes. I'm actually really freaking out about the spider. He's crawling upwards instead of downwards now.
Well, do you want me to touch it to show you how safe it is right now?
Don't touch it.
Okay, it doesn't have a white tail and it doesn't have a red back, so we're safe.
Therefore, we're safe.
Okay, if that had a white tail or a red back, you wouldn't go near it, you might die. If it was a big, black, ugly thing that got up on its hind legs and showed its fangs, that's a funnel web, but we don't have them in Tasmania.
Oh, thank the Lord.
And now it's crawling up to the ceiling where it will live happily ever after with its 8,000 spider babies. It will be crawling in the roof above you this evening.
You're
now,
a jerk.
What is it like being Mallory?
It is great.
Great?
Great.
Okay. Would you... A follow-up question to our first question. Would you rather have a hand made out of sun cream or an armpit that dispensed ham?
Wait, actually?
Yes.
That's hilarious. Okay, but if it dispenses sun cream, does that not mean that you can control it?
Yeah, but that's the first question. This is dispensing ham and a hand made out of sun cream. Cream.
Oh.
Sunblock.
None of the above?
I'd go to ham because you never get hungry. I want some ham. What?
You'd eat ham that comes from your armpit?
Well,
that seems unsanitary.
I eat ham that comes from a pig's bum. I mean, that's, think about where the ham comes from. If you could choose one thing for your armpit to dispense, what would that thing be?
What is this question?
This is the moral of the story.
Sweat that smells good.
Alrighty. We're not going to ask number 18. 19. What is the meaning of life?
Oh, this is from that movie book.
The number 42 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I've actually never seen it, but I know what it is. Hey, Link, we'll come back to you after, okay? Promise. Thank you, Link.
He just wants to show me
He does.
videos.
He loves you. You love Mallory, don't you, Link? No, he didn't answer. What is the meaning of life? Okay, number 42. All right, I'll ask a few more of these. What is the chemical composition of a carrot?
That's a little bit above my pay grade.
Okay, so just the answer here. They've got here polysalatina something or other can be found in... okay, there's too many big words for me to read that. Number 21. Would you rather be a cow or a badger?
A badger.
Good answer. Have you ever seen a famous TV animal in real life?
What's a famous TV animal?
Like the dog from Frasier or Black Beauty, or I'm quoting things that were before you were born.
I've seen
Flipper.
Black Beauty, I think. Flipper, the dolphin.
Yes. No? Free Willy?
Like, what do you and that kind of animal?
Well, okay, let's pretend my dog Ruby. Let's pretend she was in a movie. She would be a famous a movie animal.
Oh, I went to this one time, and Universal Studios, and they have a show with their animals, and she listed what the animals had been in.
That counts. We'll go with that. Have you ever tried to communicate with the dead?
No.
If you had to marry a Muppet, you had to, which Muppet would you marry?
I don't think I can name very many of them.
The correct answer is Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog.
Have you ever had a near-death experience? Besides the spider that was just crawling near you, because I lied, and that was a dangerous spider.
I had pneumonia when I was a small child, but I don't know if it was near death. Ask my mother.
Okay, well, she's listening. There's 2 questions she's going to answer us for us. Number 26. Are you a ghost?
No.
Okay. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding?
I don't know.
Good answer. No, I think this is appropriate. I can ask you this one. All right, just bear with me here. Mrs. Foster, is it Mrs. Foster? Miss Foster. Mallory's mum. What do I say? I feel like I'm being disrespectful. Would you rather... I'm gonna change this word to make it sound a little bit more appropriate. Because it sounds inappropriate, but it's appropriate. Would you rather have a breast that dispenses talcum powder or a finger that can travel through time?
I want my finger to travel through time.
Now, the follow-up question to that, if you answer that, what would you do with such a power?
Press a button.
That does...
something.
Good answer. I don't know what that is. What is the worst experience you've ever had in a hotel?
Ask my mother.
Okay, 3
I don't
questions.
know. Oh, this one time, we were in this hotel in Panama, and I woke up in the middle of the night, or maybe I was already awake. I was really sick, I think. And there was this giant freaking cockroach, and I screamed and woke everyone up. It was really scary.
Cool. All right. Reasons to go to Panama.
Yep.
Which celebrity would you like to stroke your hair as you die?
One of the Ryans.
Not me.
Oh, Christian Bale.
Not me. Wow, that hurts.
Are you a celebrity? Yes, you're a celebrity. All my friends at home know who you are.
Thank you.
Ben Waterworth.
Do you have a favourite towel? And what is your best story about it? Towel you dry yourself with.
Towel.
Towel. Towel.
Yes, my IKEA towel. Not IKEA, Costco.
And do you have a story about it? What's your best story about your favourite towel?
Well, my first Costco towel I inherited from the Lost and Found. Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It's kind of gross.
You wash it.
Okay. Good story. What is your most mundane encounter with a celebrity?
This.
Good answer.
You want to come in for dinner now, please?
Dinner's ready.
Heck yeah, it is! So
Professional
exciting. Alrighty.
Can I just... Alright, we're going to close this out. I wish I could ask you number 34, but we won't, because your mother might listen. We will go now and come back and close it off, and thank you, Mallory, for being Mallory.
You're welcome, Ben.
Alrighty, it's time to close things out. We've had dinner. It was delicious, wasn't it? You meant to answer yes.
Yes.
We
really
are
was.
departing on episode 61. You're leaving the state this week.
I am.
But we will still do a couple of segments before you leave, so you'll be in next week. But you've been on this episode a lot. Thank you, Mallory. What was your highlight of this episode?
Not the cricket.
Cool. All right, great. If you like us on Facebook. Mrs. Mallory's mum, oh God, I just Mallory's mum. Like us on Facebook. We'd appreciate it. It's called The Brink. You can find us on there, or unlike us if you already have and thought, oh, I might like this because it's good, but no, it's kind of terrible, and you're gonna make sure I stay away from your daughter forever. That's fine too. I will fight because I like her. She's really nice and pretty, and she has a nice smile.
She's nice and pretty. Good reasons.
But she's very funny. She's smart. She's charming. She's got a great accent, and she's fun to hang around with. So I'm trying to win you over here. I'm trying to get brownie points. Damn it! Like us on Facebook, follow us, Twitter, subscribe, leave us feedback, and we would really appreciate you tuning in next week. Now I'm going to go to Mallory. Can you remember our closing? It's about oranges.
Thank you, and
keep sucking those oranges.
Keep sucking
Hobart, good
those
night.
oranges.
All right. So let's try that again. Let's go to Mallory and close it out for another episode of The Brink. It is...
Do you say thank you first or no?
Just say the damn line. I mean, please, beloved Mallory, say it. I would never go off at you in any way.
Okay. Keep sucking those oranges, Hobart, and good night.
Yes.